Hello and welcome to Overdrive. This is Rohit Pararkar and today I'm in Dehradun to ride this. This is the new Triumph Trident 660. Now that ride happens tomorrow, but as always I'm going to get you a closer look at the vehicle by way of a walk around. So without further ado, let's see what this vehicle is all about. Right then, so this is the Trident 660. This is the newest launch from Triumph Motorcycles in India, and this also happens to be the most economical Triumph that you can buy at the moment. It's priced at about 6.95 lakh rupees. That is 1 lakh cheaper than the Street Twin, which up until now was the most economical Triumph you could buy. This also is the most economical 3-cylinder motorcycle that you can buy in the country at the moment. And that is going to be one of the biggest draws of this motorcycle because, well, it sounds beautiful. I'm going to show you, give you a listen as to at idling RPM, it sounds pretty much like the Daytona 675, pretty much like the Street Triple, because this engine at the end of the day belongs to the same sort of family. It takes the design, the engineering from the Daytona 675, but a lot of the internals have been revised for this particular motorcycle because this is a street bike after all, it's not a track bike. At the same time, they don't want it to be as powerful or as, how do I put it, as eager as a Street Triple. This motorcycle is aimed at those who are probably new to big bikes, and that is why they don't want the power to be overwhelming in any way. So to suit that character, the engine has been tuned differently. They have also sort of revised the air intake mechanism, the overall intake mechanism, so that they could achieve a narrow tank, and with that a narrow seating as well. So I'm going to turn off the engine so that you can hear me better. So this engine, like I said, is derived from the Daytona 675. It puts out about 81 PS of power and 64 Newton meters of torque. And the whole draw of this motorcycle is that sound, is that triple character, and the engine was tuned in a way that it can achieve all the advantages of a parallel twin in the low down performance and the advantages of a triple in the top end performance. Now, whether or not that has happened is something that we are going to verify when we ride this motorcycle. So do check out the review, the full road test review or the first ride review of this motorcycle on Overdrive. So this is what the engine is. Now it has these exposed header pipes, and the exhaust canister sits under the belly. And because the canister sits here, they have sort of had a galam kind of a design for the swing arm. And interestingly, if you look at the other side, it's the conventional straight arm that you see on the other side. So the pretty angle, of course, is this side of the motorcycle, because you can see that galam design. It follows the same angle as a tubular chassis. It's a steel tubular chassis, and then you can also see the exhaust pipe and those header pipes. So this is the pretty angle for this motorcycle. There are 4 colors available. What you see here is the matte black. There's also a white, there's a gray with a red accent, and then there is the regular gray, if I'm not wrong. So the chassis, like I said, is a steel tubular frame, and it's suspended by these Showa upside down forks, and at the rear is a monoshock, and it's also got a preload adjust there. In terms of the wheel choices, these are 17-inch rims, front and back. The front is a 120 section tire, whereas the rear is a 180. So it carries over the tire sizes and the profiles of the Daytona. And what this bike comes with is Michelin Pilot Road 5 tires. Now, we've been impressed with these tires in the past, so I'm expecting some good handling, some nice grippy handling from this motorcycle. And again, that is something that we'll verify tomorrow. In terms of the design, I already showed you that the tank, it looks nice and beefy from the side, but if you look at it from the top, it's nice and narrow here. So between your legs, it's going to not feel as bulky. and that is going to make it friendly even for newer riders who are probably going to get this as their first big bike. But when you look at the frontal section of the tank, it is nice and big, so I don't think it's going to rob you of that big bike feel, but that is again something that I'll comment on once I ride the motorcycle for a sizable amount of kilometers. They've also had these plastic panels in here. I don't know, my phone is not focusing automatically today. So they also have these plastic panels here with the Trident logo inscribed in it. Looks quite nice. These also offer good grip. Unfortunately, these have been polished off right now for the display bike, but they aim to offer good grip under braking while cornering. So these knee recesses are nicely done is what I think. I also like the placement of this Triumph logo. It's loud, but at the same time not gaudy in any sense. On all the colors it looks quite nice. What you also see here is the engine protection element. This is a design that we've seen from Triumph on the Daytona, on the Street Triple, so it follows a similar theme. And you get a big radiator up front, and this is in red color on the other motorcycle. How this suspension performs is something that we'll see tomorrow. Even in terms of the braking hardware, it gets the sliding type calipers at the front and back from Nissan, and this is not top drawer equipment because this motorcycle at the end of the day is built at a cost. So how these brakes perform, how this suspension performs in our conditions is what I'm going to find out tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to riding this motorcycle. We have some nice winding roads in Dehradun that we are going to take these motorcycles onto, and I'm really looking forward to ride one of these. Now in terms of the lighting, you can see up front you get a round lamp. It's nicely split into two, horizontally split. It's an LED headlamp. How it performs, I am very eager to check out. I hope Triumph lets me take a small spin on the motorcycle tonight. If they do, I'll let you know what the headlight performance is like. So you see a matching design here for the instrumentation. It's also got a round design, and it is also horizontally split, though not equally split, but you can see the horizontal split in here. That's the tachometer. You get the speedometer. You also get a gear indicator here. You have the trip computer. It gives you all the trip data essentially, and you can also get the Bluetooth unit with this motorcycle. It's an optional accessory, and that will allow you to pair your phone, change music on the go, also get your navigation directions right on the screen. You will not be able to see the map, but it will show you the different turn-by-turn guidance on this. And exclusive to Triumph as always, you can also get GoPro connectivity on this, so you can control your GoPro using this. I think a lot of vloggers, motor vloggers who will opt this motorcycle are probably going to love that feature. This is also something that we'll try and put to test. Now this instrumentation is of course controlled by this switch gear here. I can see that the buttons are nice and chunky. It's a little different than what we've seen on some of the other Triumph motorcycles. For example, the selection switch, it's not like a joystick. You have the direction controls here, and then you have the selection switch here, and it looks nice and chunky. So I think even if you are wearing maybe rain gloves, which are quite puffed up, it shouldn't be a problem using this switch gear. There's also a mode selector, as you can see. Now this mode selector will essentially let you cycle between different modes. Those are the modes. There is only two modes, road and rain. I can't make that selection. I think I'll have to keep the engine running. Anyway, so I'll show that to you in the review. But yeah, you have two riding modes. There is road and there is rain. It was looking like it's going to rain today. In fact, when we landed, there was a bit of rain. There are some clouds today as well. But yeah, I hope there is no rain tomorrow because the mountain roads here look very inviting, and I would like to really exploit this motorcycle on those roads. So I hope it doesn't rain and doesn't leave us with half wet roads, and I hope we have some good riding fun tomorrow. So yeah, this is what the motorcycle is all about. Like I said right at the beginning, it's priced at 6.95 lakh ex showroom. It's a little under 9 lakh rupees on road, and this is the entry level from Triumph. Yes, before I forget, let me also show you the tail section, which I think is the most modern design element on this motorcycle. This tail, this pointy tail and the tail light, it sort of reminds you of the Street Triple or the older Daytona. But what I really like is how they have put the Triumph logo right in between. They've embedded it into the tail light. I think it looks quite nice. looks a bit sophisticated. So it's really good looking stuff here. I also like the design of the tail hugger. Not everyone loves this kind of a design. Let me know what you think. I particularly like it. I think it looks quite nice. Gets reflectors on both the sides and also has these LED turn blinkers. I don't see a sari guard anywhere here. I don't know what the sari guard is going to look like. Frankly, I have not seen a single photograph of it either. So yeah, let's wait and watch. Now this is a 6-speed gearbox that it's made it to. That's what you have in the frame right now, but you can also opt for a quick shifter. It's a bi-directional quick shifter, which is a part of the accessories. In fact, there are 45 different accessories that you can get for this motorcycle. I think this engine protection is also part of the accessories, and even this grab rail I think doesn't come as a standard fit. You have to opt for it. You get block of panels over here otherwise, and on this is spec'd with the grab rail. So like I said, even for the seat, it's nice and narrow. You can see the design here. You can see it's nice and narrow. It's sort of chamfered off at both the edges, so that should make it very easy and accessible to most Indian riders. Even shorter riders should be able to easily get on this motorcycle and get at least 1 foot properly flat on the ground, is what I think. For my height of 5 feet 8, it just fits me absolutely right. There's no problem whatsoever. Also, despite this narrow seat design that they have, this portion is actually quite chunky, and it's not too soft, not too stiff. I'm guessing the long distance comfort on this is going to be good, and that is also something that I will be able to comment in my review. So definitely do check out our first ride review as it goes up. The road test will take a while, of course, because tomorrow's ride is not going to be long enough for us to really put the fuel economy tests into place, so I'll not be able to comment much on that. But we should be able to talk about how this motorcycle rides, how it handles, how this engine performs, how the suspension is, how good the brakes are, how the tires are. So all of that will be talked about in our detailed review. So definitely do take a look. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the Trident, do post them here. Between this video and the review, there'll be some time that I'll have on my hand, so I'll try and answer all of them. If I can't answer them in the review, I will try and answer them in the comments personally. So ask whatever questions you have about this bike. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and ride safe.